Hey guys and girls, it's the Cajun Blaze here and want to give you this knife review on the Spyderco Sage. Let me start off by saying this is a really nice knife. I really like this knife. I mentioned when I first bought the knife that I think it's a mixture between the Native and the Tenacious, and I'll explain why. On the Native, we have, when you open it up, it's got that little, the way the blade's made. It's got the jimping on the choil and the spine right here, and I think that's similar also in the Sage. For whenever if you want to choke it up close to do some cutting, you can kind of hold it like that. If you want to look at them side by side, this is what they look like. The Native being this one, and the Sage being this one here. They're very similar in the way that that's made. Now, I also said it reminds me of the Tenacious, and the Tenacious being because of the way the liner lock is, and it's got this little indentation for the thumb on both of the handles, and also the way the post in the handles are made. It just kind of reminds me of the Tenacious a little bit, and that's kind of what I was talking about. Now, I also mentioned that when I bought this knife, it had this paper clip looking pocket clip on it, and you see how that pocket clip, it just, I mean, you know, looking at it, you would think that that's a piece of junk and that's gonna fall apart like a $2 suitcase the first time you get it hung up on something. I mean, how many of you guys have been walking with your knives in your pocket and it catches on a door frame or the corner of a countertop, and it just peels it? Now, you know, I was thinking to myself, dang, that just looks like a little wire. You're gonna catch it, the first time I catch it on something, it's gonna bend and it's not gonna go back, and my knife's gonna fall out of my pocket. Well, it hasn't. You can pull on this thing. I mean, I'm sure you can break it or you can bend it to where it won't come back, but I mean, if you're walking and it catches on something, that's about how hard it would pull. And I'm here to tell you that this knife is, the pocket clip is pretty strong. For it looking like a cheap pansy looking pocket clip, it's all right. I dig it. I can accept this, and I like it. Another thing that I do like is that when it's in your pocket, I mean, everybody knows I love the way SOG puts pocket clips on knives. This is high. It rides low in your pocket, and that's about all that's exposed, which is pretty good. Now, I know there's some people out there that say they don't like that because for tactical reasons, they like to just be able to whip that sucker out and start defending themselves immediately when necessary. But I'm here to tell you that I'm 37 years old, and I haven't never ever have to defend myself with a knife yet. Not to say that people don't have to defend themselves. I'm just considering myself the average Joe, the average person having a knife to use as a tool, as a cutting device. And I'm not in the military, I'm not in law enforcement. I just an average citizen going to work every day trying to make an honest living, and I carry pocket knives. So I don't look at carrying knives as, you know, to use in a tactical way every time I buy a pocket knife. So that's just my opinion. I like the way that this knife is designed on the handle. It's got that twill woven carbon fiber handle, and that's pretty neat. I never had a knife other than my Cali 3 that I purchased also that has the carbon fiber handle, and I like it. I like it both. They're very neat. This one has it. When you feel this one, there's actually more of a texture than my Cali 3. The Cali 3 is a little bit smoother. So that's it. It's got the CPM S30V. I love the flat ground blade. I'm a big fan of that. I do a lot. I work in a restaurant, so I cut open a lot of boxes, and it slices through those cardboard boxes like butter. And I have no complaints about that. It stays razor sharp. Haven't had to sharpen this yet, and it still slices through boxes with ease. One thing I like about the Sage knives is it's going to be a series of knives that's going to recognize people that have invented cool things in creativity or manufacturing of knives. In this knife, it recognizes knife maker Michael Walker's invention of the liner lock. And this is a liner lock knife. You can see that. And that's what this knife is going to recognize. I did see a review on another Sage that has the Chris Reeves frame lock. It would be cool to say that I would like to possibly acquire all the Sage knives as they come out eventually. That is a goal of mine. May not be soon, but as they come out, I sure would like to take a look at them and try to acquire them. This knife has these torque screws here that hold it together, and it's not rivets. You can actually adjust it, take it apart if you need to. The stainless steel frame in there does have drilled out holes to help make it a little bit lighter, so it's not so heavy. The knife itself is only 3.2 ounces in weight. It's a very light knife and not heavy at all for just an average carry knife. The blade is 3 inches, and the pocket clip can be switched for left or right-handed people. Not up or down, but from left to right. It's a tip-up carry. You can put it over here. It's got these little indentions at the bottom to where you can stick the little pocket clip in there. And that's my Sage, Spyderco Sage, and I really enjoy carrying this knife. It's you know, if you want to hold it back, that's fine, but since it's such a small handle, when you do hold it up like this, it gives you a good grip. And I got some big old fingers, and when I grip this knife, it's really nice. I don't feel like, I mean, it makes a good working tool. And it's got that oversized hole, very easy, very smooth to open. I mean, you can open it like that, or you can just flick it, whichever you prefer. It's your choice. The knife is made in Taiwan. It's just good. It's a good knife. If you're in the market for a knife like this, I paid right at about $100 for it, I believe, and it's I think you can get them for maybe cheaper, but I walked into Lafayette Shooters, where outdoor fun begins. That's where I buy most of my knives. You know, it's cash and carry. You walk in there, you give them a little bit of cash, and you get to carry it out. Speaking of which, I'm still waiting on my SOG Flash 1. I'm sorry, my SOG Flash 2 from Your Corner Store. It's been a couple weeks since I ordered it, probably about 2.5 weeks, and I paid for 2 to 4 day shipping, and I still haven't received it yet. So them booger-eating morons are going to hear from me again. So anyway, I'm not here to talk about that, but you guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this review. This is a very nice knife. For $100, you can't hardly go wrong. It's built well. It's I think it's pretty endurable. It feels good in your hand. It's not awkward at all, and it's super smooth. You know, Spyderco, they just know how to do it. They build really good knives, and I'm very pleased with this knife. So if you're in the market to getting one, don't hesitate. Go pick it up now. Get online, order it now, or just walk into your knife shop, give them a little bit of cash, and you get to carry it out. And once you carry it out and you get this in your hand, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. This knife is just great. So I hope y'all enjoyed it. Y'all have a great day now, boys and girls. And remember, knives are a great thing to have. Don't abuse them.